Did you get a color this time? Because you get a color each
Yes,
time
I
you get the.
did.
Uh-huh.
It was gold, two colors, gold and emerald green right in the heart center. Gold transforms energy and emerald green is love.
Beautiful. And when you get the colors, is that the collective?
The colors come from the group.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
a
I thought.
vibrational rate,
Uh-huh.
and the vibrational rate will bring in the color.
Hmm.
And a lot has to do also with Ed and with you as you're holding the energy, as you're channeling the energy. That has a lot to do with it too.
And Ed, on your side, does it ever feel different, the energy for you based upon the number of people or where you are?
It gets more fun when we get above 100, and it gets a lot more fun when we get above 500. And
And
when
does that go back to the whole collective thing then?
it must, I think I look at it like when we get on up there in the hundreds and they're scattered all over the planet. Think of it as little antennas sticking up around the globe because this energy is coming from way on out there in the universe. So instead of just me being a big target, I've got now all these other targets all over the place to help draw the attention of this energy and work like antennas to bring it into the system.
Absolutely, I can feel that. It's like coherence that starts to
Hmm.
happen and it magnifies itself. It's
And
great.
wait a minute. So the last time you were on, you were talking about how much stronger Ed seemed to have gotten and you as well, right? So now it's
And
been
you as
about,
well, Laura.
thanks. So just in the last 3 months though, or I think it was about 3 months ago you were on, is there a difference between even that session and this session?
Well, the difference was, I think, what needed to resonate, which was appreciation, gratitude, and receiving. So it felt like everybody needed to do that. So I was in with Ed, working in coherence with him.
Mhm.
But the fact of the matter is, I always feel empowered when I'm working with Ed in terms of what I'm doing in the emotional body because he's doing a lot in the physical body. And then, as he says, he brings in all these other energy, and so do I, that's in the universe that helps everybody. So it only magnifies itself, but it feels a little different all the time. I'm sure Ed do you feel the same thing, Ed? When I, like from last time we worked and this time?
It's getting stronger. It's getting stronger
Yeah.
by the day. I'm doing stuff now that's I don't talk about so much, but it's happening all around me. Boy, it's fun. If I have to go somewhere to the store or something, and people are just standing around, I just stand there and they'll just make them start leaning backwards and walking backwards, and it's just getting so simple to just mentally cause effects in people around me. And
Well, the energy is coming in really strong now. I mean, I meditate from
yeah,
like 2 in the morning till 5 or 6. It's coming in so strong.
The one thing I really noticed since I've joined Ed, right? So that's only with March of 2024. I would say of the people that were on, 90% were for specific physical, right? And 10% maybe consciousness and things like that. It's now probably 40%, here for the mental, the consciousness, expanding, and 60% physical, although you're getting it no matter what.
Yes.
And I think that's like a really beautiful sign of where things are going. And Alita, are you seeing that on your side
Yeah,
where
yeah, because you
people are just
see,
more
and
receptive?
I know Ed knows this, that the body, mind, and spirit are all connected. So as you're healing the body, there's the emotional blocks. The emotional blocks need the physical blocks to be healed. It all works together in unison with each other. And yeah, people are getting more and more in terms of that.
Yeah,
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 for
getting
sure.
more and more tuned. Ed,
Yeah.
you got anything on that? And guys, whatever questions you got for Alita, you can go ahead and put in the chat.
yeah, it just I'm just sitting here keeping y'all buzzing.
That's why we all love you, Ed.
Yeah. Hey, I learned a long time ago how to sit back in the corner and keep my mouth shut and keep the energy turned up.
Yeah, Elizabeth, do you have experiences of the land earth itself this evening?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I felt that the energy, whoops, keep talking. I felt that the energy went from the earth all the way up and then back down again. I felt that.
And is that something that you normally feel when you're doing any sort of energy work?
Well, many times it comes from the top, from the galactic through my crown chakra and down and then up. But tonight, and that's probably because of Ed, right? It was grounded more from the earth going up. That's what I felt. Yeah, it was a reverse polarity.
It's way stronger in live Zooms than in the videos for me. I mean, Ed, you're embedding it in it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're also now stronger than when those videos were made, or does it make a difference?
I've noticed some of the videos I did back around well, not videos. I used, and I still do some radio shows where they record the shows where I demonstrate it in them. And the demonstrations seem to be getting stronger and stronger in those past radio shows that I did like back in 98, 2000, 2003, 4, 5, 7. You know, I started doing shows on different, being show on guests on different shows and demonstrating this stuff around 1998, and then it's just kept growing from there.
But for the videos that you did make, like, we all agree, like in the past, year, you've gotten exponentially stronger.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the scientists that study me have all noticed it.
So
And
the videos that were already created, would they have a lesser energy, for lack of a better term, or is it because it's in the quantum field, you can direct it back into it?
anytime I go back and watch any of them from the past, it just amps them up to today's level.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
It's like once I program it in through my brain is the processor. So, like those videos, they're just stored on the hard drive somewhere, okay, repeating whatever it is for people out there on YouTube and stuff. But if I ever go back and watch one of them again, whatever I've learned and brought up in the levels of energy from then to this point in time get embedded into it again. Because remember, what you're watching there is just a trigger. The YouTube videos and all that's going on is just a trigger. What's causing you to wobble and get heated up and tingle and everything is embedded in the quantum universe and being accessed because of that little certain frequency that's embedded in the audio of my voice that's recorded in the YouTube videos. Okay, so the basic trigger does not have to change. It's just the basic what's stored on the hard drive in the quantum universe that I'm updating.
The same thing. It's all a frequency. Same
Yeah,
thing.
well, yeah, it's just like as the video played in the like 10, 15, 20 years ago. Okay, I embedded energy and all in it then, but then if I go back and watch it again, I'm just overlaying this today's level of energy into that level of energy.
Mhm.
And that is why Ed is Ed.
Right.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Right. It's
All right.
very, very important when you do the frequencies that you stay in a very high channel because you can affect everything. Like Ed's affecting everything on a higher level. Hopefully, I am too, because we work on ourselves and we keep
Mhm.
getting stronger and
Well,
stronger. And yes, Ed, what?
Well, I keep my frequency at 1.618 hertz. I have to resonate right there at it to achieve all the different things that I do. If
Mm,
I go higher or lower, the amount of effects that I have with the energy decreases.
mm. That's interesting. I know I come from the heart center. I connect the brain and the heart center. So I'm not quite sure where I stand with that, but I should check it out, Ed.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
never
a
did
hurt,
learn.
it's a
I
hurt
didn't learn.
frequency.
I didn't learn it that way. Them four-looking aliens, I thought they was inbred Appalachian people and stuff, and I didn't have no heart energy out of them. But boy, there's fun there to make me wobble all over the place mentally, and that's what caught on with me there. And then my brain just started mimicking what their brains, I guess, was doing to cause the effects to happen. Since I
Wow.
was already had the electrical flow in me.
Huh. That's really interesting.
Aleta, I felt your connection in my heart space and I began seeing my perfect home, surrounding environment, what I wanted to do, the peace that came with it. Thank you so much for helping me dream and set these goals to reach. Ed, I saw your energy pulsing through me. The color was purple that I saw with my eyes behind. closed eyelids.
Nice.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Tina, I've had a problem with people in my energy field, and during this treatment, how can I protect myself? Telepathy attacks got worse the past month. Alita, that would be you.
Well, the thing is, you want to always clear yourself from your third eye with electric blue light that goes out because you want to make the third eye go from the pineal gland to the pituitary out and then surround yourself with electric blue light. And anything that's negative that comes at you gets reflected back to its source. So you never do anything negative, you just reflect it back to its source and then you clear your energy because I have to do that all the time because I'm working with people and I'm surrounded by all sorts of negativity and things and constantly clear it out.
Yeah. So that's for everybody, not just Tina.
Yeah. Mhm.
Let me see. Alita, what advice do you have for the morning meditations and those of us trying to break through into that?
Well, the morning meditations are real important that you're in the highest positive frequency that you can get because your brain's in theta. And so whatever you're meditating on is going to manifest itself. So you want to move into appreciation and gratitude and that happy feeling, and then begin to breathe and meditate in terms of whatever, if it's affirmations, if it's a mantra, if it's just meditating in the heart center or meditating on something that you want to manifest, you want to be in that high frequency and then it'll start to rapidly manifest. The same thing like when Ed goes into his channel, he's in his high frequency and boom, you feel it. So because you're meditating by yourself, that's what you need to get into. And that's
This is
the
You're
great.
way
This
to
is
do
great
it.
info for the group, Alita. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is because
well,
these
actually,
answers are
you're
for everyone.
what you're feeling is a very, very potent high amplitude of the low hertz signal.
Mhm.
It's the kind that just like will knock you down if you were standing up. If I wanted to, I could push people all the way over with it, but I stay in there. But it's a solid force. But
Right.
when I increase the amplitude of that signal, is when it gets stronger. So I'm bringing the amplitude of the signal up.
That's why you have people lie down, huh? Ed?
Yeah.
All right, this is a great question from Sarah. Some spiritual teachers and light workers suggest we're entered a new era, sometimes called the Age of Aquarius,
Hmm.
where change is accelerating and light and good forces seem to be overcoming darker ones. Some also interpret this as a shift away from traditional religious frameworks toward a more enlightened or consciousness based worldview. How do you interpret these claims? And before you answer, I always say we're going into the mystical era. And so, Alita, would you agree with all that?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I had the lead in the Amsterdam production of Hair, and the song was The Age of Aquarius. We are in the age of Aquarius, and that was like a few 40 years ago or 50 years ago. But anyway, yeah, we're in that age and we're going past boundaries and we're becoming more spiritual. But there's also a polarity that starts to happen. You can see that in the world. So there's a lot of people that are really searching for this kind of healing energy with Ed and myself. And we're getting higher and higher in terms of quantum leaps in 12th dimension and 11th dimension, all that kind of stuff. But you also have the dark. And so you have to always be in balance and do the best that you can do to stay in the light and heal not only yourself, but the planet. And as Ed said, you want to get a collective going because the more of us that are in the collective, the greater the force field and the greater the healing on the planet.
That's
And
another thing. I love the way this group is becoming the community with Ed is that everyone is so positive, and I just feel like you can feel it. Like when they're in the chat, they're all contributing. It's turning into something really beautiful, Ed.
yes,
Eh,
So if I wanted healing from Ed, can I search old videos of Ed giving out healing energy and receive from them? Yes, right, Ed?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
embedded.
Yeah. It's in there. You'll find, and different ones will kind of cause different things to happen in you.
And we do have an extended version one that's on YouTube that we just put up like I think a couple weeks ago. During the session, it felt like my third was popping like pop. My third eye was popping like popcorn and spinning.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, that's your brains are kind of mimicking what my brain does to create these effects.
Mm, that's interesting. Yeah.
I said when I do teach it, like when I teach it to children, I
Mm,
can just turn on my brain with them standing in my field, and everything that goes on in my brain, they feel in their brains, and they start asking questions, and that's how I hand it on over to them.
mm.
I think I would have been dangerous if someone taught me this as a little kid. Oh my God, forget it.
Well, you
I
ain't
can't
heard
be
all the
trusted.
stories about me yet.
All right. I feel the energy form around my right arm as if it was receiving a body massage and also killed the battery in the Ray machine and dental office today and then lost touchpad in my phone. And oh, the waggle in my. I think you're affecting everybody's electronics, I think is
It's
the cliff
happened.
notes on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Collective subconscious here is very strong and beneficial. More fun in numbers. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, great way to put it.
Yes.
Weirdly enough, just was anybody else, and I'm not making this up, and it's the first time ever started seeing alien faces while we were doing the energy. I just want to make sure it wasn't only me.
You mean today?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. It was a being of light that came in really, really strong, like about 8 feet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
absolutely.
that's literally the first time I've seen that since I've
Yeah.
been with Ed.
Mhm.
So
Did
if
they have
anybody else
anything
has,
slung over their shoulder?
Not that I saw, but I don't know. What do you think, Ed? What do you-
I figured there's probably hillbilly aliens.
Oh, I see. This was like a being of light, about 8 foot. Yeah. Looked like it came from the 12th dimension for sure. Yeah.
all right, in the chat.
Ah,
I felt the energy moving like a circle from one arm to the other, and my hands were really tingling. Yeah. I felt like the energy was literally coming out my left foot into my right foot, like a spray that got bigger onto my right foot, like and thick the whole time. It was crazy. Thanks,
hmm.
guys.
Well,
Um,
can I just, I was doing receiving, and receiving comes from the left side.
uh-huh.
So it would go from the left side to the right side, which is the yang. The left side's the yin, and the yang is on the right. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
felt
would
like
go
a
with that.
blowtorch.
Yeah.
Let me see. What's the best method to clear energy after sending out the blue light from the third eye?
Well, the whole thing is, if the question about the third, when I answered the third eye, okay, was where they were getting barraged by negative energy, you know, and once you clear the energy, then it's no longer in your field, and it goes back to its source.
I had a simple focus tonight, clearing this strange postnasal drip that's been bothering me for about a month. As soon as I lay down, it gets worse, so sleeping has been a big challenge. I'm happy to report that it seems to be much better.
Oh,
Good.
great.
Not surprised, but always surprised every time I read it. Like I'm just never going to get used to that. And I never want to.
Yeah,
When we read these
hold your left
testimonies, I always want to be so surprised, you know?
Yeah.
hold your left hand up like holding an egg in front of your the ridge of your nose, and then run up and down without touching your up in yourself. Yeah, show them how, Laura. You know how it's done. No, bring it in, pull it away from your head a little. Now, like holding an egg. Imagine you're holding an egg. Now you got some big eggs out there.
My feminine hands.
Yeah, straighten your fingers out a little bit there. Okay, there you go. Now holding that position, line it up with the ridge of your nose. Okay, now that's your left hand, right? Okay, now go up and down toward the middle of your head. There you go, and down. Don't touch, just be about an inch away. There you go. A little faster. Go up the ridge of the nose, through the center right there, then
You guys
back
can all be
down.
doing this too. You guys do this
Yeah,
too. You feel the
everybody
energy.
do it. You'll feel it.
Yeah. The
It'll
energy's
clear,
still going while we're talking.
it'll clear nasal drip and all kinds of stuff.
You know, it's so interesting. You just said that right before you said that, my nose cleared up.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
said, I'm always surprised. What do you all think will happen to bring on the age of Aquarius when 3-1 Atlas comes closest to the Earth this week? Ed?
Everybody's sitting up right here. I'll give you a quick little example of flying a UAP.
All
Okay,
right.
since everybody's locked in real good, so sit there, sit up. Okay, and if you got armrests, that's even better. But having your hands there, here we go. So I can shift the energy in a manner. Feel how I'm making your hands and your stuff. You feel like your body shift a little. Okay, you
I feel
feel.
like the whole thing's like,
Yeah, well, that's how you make the ship change course. You get in it, and the see in my mind, just like I'm making y'all move, but in my mind, I just go out there and slide down in the cockpit of that thing and then lock into it like that. And here we go. I just take it over that away, or I can take that away, or pull it back that away, or make it go down that away, you
that's
know?
so weird.
Okay, so if Three Eye Atlas is not one of the probes that we control like that, there's more like it coming. You know, I started with look up Dr. Charlie Plyler and Elfrad, and you'll find the research I did with him with the deep space research we did back around 2002. We were sending signals out that he was recording using a deep space array network and the Earth as a giant antenna dish of my signals and detecting signals out in deep space.
Mm.
You know, and then he mysteriously died just before he did. He said, "Hey, shut it down. Get out of here."
Oh,
Let's see. Dawn's thinking of taking the class on the website. Yeah, it's great if you guys want to, you're expanding consciousness to another level. Ed has that restarting the brain generator on his website.
Yeah, now it's not going to make healers out of you. You got to get that brain generator started again so that you can start making energy in there to cause the other sections of your brain to start coming online like they were designed to. Everybody should be doing what I'm doing, but it got beat out of you when you was little kids. Excuse my French. It
You
got,
know what it is, Ed? That video is like the cheat sheet. If you want to move along,
yeah.
energy work, that's like the cheat sheet.
It's the
mm.
cheat. Yeah, it's kind of the cheat thing there. It gets you on up and going, but you've got to develop this stuff. I'm
Yeah.
just opening the door up so that your brain can start producing the kind of energies it needs to produce to make these effects start happening. It's you have to develop it though from there. It's not like turn it on and you're a healer. You got to
Yeah,
Right.
turn it on and learn how to operate the thing.
Well,
that
it's
is
even just
true.
learning how to turn it on because right now we're all just like absorbing, right? But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
turning on. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Alita?
Yeah, it's so true. You have to work it. I'm 78 years old and I'm still working it. I'm still
You
working it.
are.
I'm still finding new things. I'm still going to other levels. You don't stop, right, Ed? Just
Uh-huh.
working it, right, Laura? Just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
working
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just
for sure. For
keep
sure.
opening doors.
Yeah.
Traditional religions often describe evil as Satan, often understood as a distinct opposing force. In contrast, some mystical and spiritual traditions argue that evil is not an entity in itself, but simply the absence of light or awareness. This is a great question. So, dark need not be defeated, but it just needs to be touched by light. Do you agree with this view? Why or why not? Oh my God, that's a great question, Sarah. Alita?
All right. Well, when there's darkness within a body that I'm working with on the emotional level, I do hit it with light and it releases the darkness. So that makes sense to me. If I see something dark coming at me, like an entity, I'll shoot it with electric blue light from my third eye and it dissipates. So I do believe that if you raise the frequency of light going into dark, it will dissipate the dark and turn into the light. Do you agree with that, Ed?
It'll light you up. I mean, my whole philosophy is light them up,
Line them up, right?
light them up.
Can Alita repeat how to clear the energy and send it back again? I just want to make sure I understand.
You
I
mean
think
from your third eye? Is
mm-hmm.
that what? Okay.
Yep.
So what it is this third eye with the pineal and the pituitary is, and it goes up into the higher consciousness, is you want to imagine electric blue light. And so if there's anything dark or people are bombing you with their thoughts or telepathy or whatever's going on, you shoot out the electric blue light and you start to say 3 feet in circumference around you. You just clear it out. And anything that's negative that's coming towards you, you reflect it back to its source. So you're not doing anything negative against them. Just say, if it's coming at me, I'm reflecting it back to its source. And then you'll see that it'll dissipate, especially with the electric blue light from your third eye. It's really powerful.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that up in a clip for sure. That's great.
I learned that from Connie Newton in IA in terms of dealing with the light and the dark.
Donna, I felt the energy go into my left shoulder with pulses to heal it. Thank you. I'm healing from a total reverse left shoulder operation. Yep. So if you guys are new, the energy knows where to go. You can help direct it, but it usually knows. I know it's not like Reiki, but I've been using Reiki for 20 years. I think people that are used Reiki, have Reiki or Reikiist, I mean, when they come into Ed space, even though it is not the same, I mean, you're like 60% of the way there, right? Would you say, Aleta? Like in understanding and everything.
Yeah, with the understand again, Reiki's a frequency. I did Reiki when I was like 22. I mean, nobody knew about Reiki, right? And it's a frequency, and Ed's got a different kind of frequency, but it merges together. It doesn't go. It's not in opposition with each other at all. Like, I use different things that I've learned over the years, healing modalities and things of that nature, and everything blends together. It works in synchronicity with each other.
Okay. What makes us always point at darkness as a negative connotation?
Well, the thing is, can I answer that, Ed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have an answer for that.
I know you don't. That's a human question.
Yeah.
Well, usually, it's like in Jung, they talk about Jungian psychology, the shadow and the light, and we all have a shadow part of us and a light. But the shadow, the dark part, can take you over with feeling insecure about yourself, resentments, anger. That's the way we express it. The light is love, joy, happiness, healing, vibrant health. So I think that's why we find the language for it like that. Something that's dark is something that's contracted. Something that's light is something that's expanded.
What daily choices are great to awaken this gift within us? Aleta?
Love, gratitude has one of the highest frequencies that you can have. So when you wake up in the morning, you move into, I'm so happy and grateful that. And you just pick 5 things or 3 things that you can connect into. And then throughout the day, move into, I'm so grateful that. And that starts to open up the whole love code right from the heart. You connect the head and the heart together, and bang, you're into manifesting and feeling joy in your life. That's the most important thing, joy.
I also I think having like a little routine. I mean, just for myself, like every night as I'm falling asleep, it's, thank you for yesterday. I love today. I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings, and it's like
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. But Laura, that's really important because it's so easy to get off your path and get off your center.
Yeah.
Fear, financial stress or whatever, feeling rejected, relationship breaks up or whatever goes on. You can get off your path, and then this is how you get right back on.
Yeah. For sure.
As much as possible.
Darkness can be beautiful too. It's where stars shine best. True story.
Absolutely. That's how you see the stars shine, through the darkness. Absolutely.
I believe we need to integrate both darkness and light to be at one. We can't live without one or another. Agreed.
Right. But as Jung said, all right, and I very much into the Jungian psychology, you want to lessen the dark. If you have 50% dark and 50% light, and on an emotional level, a healing level, that does not work. All right.
Yeah. It neutralizes it. Yeah.
You want to do 10% dark, 20%, because you always want the contrast. But if you want even, good luck. So, That's not going to work.
It sounds like a painful life.
No. I'm sorry.
For people going through critical illness, how many sessions would see results? So that's impossible to answer. We need more research. The best advice I can give you, and kind of almost the only advice we can give you, is consistency is key with Ed. The more you're on, the more of a charge you're building, the more your mitochondria is going. That's the answer. It's not a one and done, or if you can get on one time a week. It's everybody that we have that has amazing results. That is the one factor that is across the board. Is consistency is consistent. it's
Yeah.
it's the key.
And remember, I'm not healing any of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're healing them. They're healing themselves. All I'm doing is charging up your batteries and triggering the healing mechanisms to start functioning or resetting your mitochondria and they're charging your batteries up and then letting y'all go do your thing.
Yep. And that's why we have the unlimited.
And then you also want to keep on working on those positive emotions. Because when you in your positive emotion, then you're supporting all this healing work that Ed's doing. If you go into your negative emotions, you counter it. So the faster you go in your positive and connect with Ed, the faster you're going to see the results.
So, Aleta, for the people that are on here for blockages or expanding consciousness, can you give us like a little, like what you would recommend as a daily routine, as addition coming on with Ed? Like, what would you recommend for them to kind of, you know, move it along?
Well, it's a constant studying. In the morning, I always do my meditations where you're going to appreciation and gratitude and what you want to create in the day. Like you was talking, miracles and all sorts of wonderful things. I have a book called Life Shift, like Go and Live Your Dream. That's the Bible of transformation. And there's so many things out there that can really lift your consciousness, as well as working with Ed. And at night before you go to sleep, you want to set yourself with a positive attitude because, again, your brain can go into theta, and that's what your subconscious and conscious will start working on while you're sleeping. There's so many different meditations on YouTube for abundance, for quantum shifting, for things of that nature. Constantly just soak yourself in with the highest vibration and frequency as possible. Find that unconditional love inside of yourself and then give that unconditional love to others because love is really where it's at, and love is the biggest healing force ever.
Mm-hmm. Ed's yawning. I will say, Ed, that was an interesting energy because just as you were getting tired, I felt like all of a sudden someone just drained my batteries. So what is that, Aleta, where certain energy with Ed, like, we're either really zipped up or all of a sudden just drops like something. It's like, what's your theory on that?
Well, it's things that I've experienced myself. Like Ed's in a high rep, and then
Uh-huh.
you charge. Then if Ed kind of releases, you can go clunk. There's just
Thanks, Ed.
all
With
right.
your systems, you gotta. I've just charged your batteries up. You've been running on 8% of power for most of your lives there, and I finally popped you off there, brought you up to where you should be.
Yeah,
And just
and then you
pulled the
just go.
plug and didn't tell anybody. Grounding. Grounding listen, Ed doesn't ground at all. It's proven to him to actually drain his charge. I used to ground. I no longer ground at all. Nothing, zero.
Feel better,
So
don't you?
yeah, well, right. That's really interesting because in the beginning, before I was working with Ed, grounding, I did make me feel good. But at some point, building up that charge, it's weird how that crossed paths.
Before you met
So
me, you was operating at one level of consciousness and only producing about 8% energy in your body, so you didn't really have much to ground out. When you start doing these energies like I'm doing, you're bringing your body's potential up 800,000 times what normal is. You don't want to go out there and step on ground, let that go, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to give it stuff to do, like healing your bodies. Your body can't heal if it ain't got electricity in there.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So true. So true.
Grounding is really pushed on us these days. It is.
Yeah, they don't want y'all to be nothing. Any
That's
of
a
my
great,
students,
and
I
that, you know
teach
what?
them.
That's another thing I got to get put on a mug or something for,
See, they
and
don't listen. They
merchandise.
don't want y'all to be like me out there. This is why it was stripped away from you when you was little bitty kids and everything. They don't want you to be like me because then they wouldn't have a system. Y'all support the system. I don't
Yep.
need the system.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yes, sneakers outside. Any thoughts on the Schumann resonance devices? Ed, do you know what that is?
Well, there's only one thing. The human resonance is 8.73 hertz, and there's no devices or anything. There's just man-made stuff claiming to be things, trying to pad their bank accounts there because people and humans don't know better than that to buy them things.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about Ed, well, amongst all the other things, is that he knows like all these little things that you're like, oh, wait a minute, like all those like EMF protectors, none of them
Mhm.
work either. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
they
wake
got
up
all kind of
call
little
across the
devices.
board.
They got little devices that people don't realize it is. They're calling it off of research projects that I was studied under.
Mm.
There's a lot of people out there laying claims to stuff that I was the part of the main studies that was put in the peer-reviewed papers.
Barbara, yeah, I think we're being misled on a lot more than just grounding. But,
Oh yeah,
this is the awakened crew, that's the other thing I love about this community that, Ed is building is that we're all um we're all awake, you know?
you can't be a light being if you're going to short out to ground.
Yep.
What's going to turn
Yep.
your lights on there if you ain't got no power?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Sarah, so if I lift off, will I lose my family? That's why I keep grounding. That's so funny. What can we do for planet Earth? Contribute to the field, right, Alita?
Yes, and loved. As the more you love yourself and others, then that's the best thing you can do for the earth. And
I always remember this saying that stuck with me is always leave a place a little bit better than you found it. And that's
mhm.
true like with anything, whether you're out hiking or you're just like, at a table at a restaurant that someone didn't clean off, like just anything, like there's just so much more you can, be aware
Yeah,
of.
and when you vote, vote for scientists to be in politicians, not politicians in there.
The whole thing is so
Amen.
corrupt. I don't know if anything matters.
Amen.
My mom
Yeah.
lived by that statement. Yeah,
Mhm.
cool. Do. You know what? You don't need Ed in person. He's getting great results. We got great results on here on parents bringing their autistic kids on the Zooms. They're
Yeah.
Mhm.
so susceptible to the energy. That's all you need. People always think it's stronger with Ed in person. It's not. You're getting the benefit of the group energy.
Mhm.
But goes back to consistency. Ed, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I've got quite a few people with autistic kids of all ages, from 4 years old to 26, 27 years old. And they're all, I mean, this main one up here, like in New York City, that I've been working with here now for the last 3 months, everybody around him's noticed how much more chattery he started talking, coming out of the box, acting and interacting with people around him. And it's made a huge improvement with him.
I love that. Mm.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's amazing all these, different, I don't know what do you call it, conditions that people had that all respond to the energy. Like the
Mm.
energy is the answer no matter what the issue is.
Yeah, because the we're not the healers.
Yep.
You're the healer. It's just your systems are not functioning. So we're the tune-up mechanics or whatever, and we're tuning your systems up and firing off your systems and resetting everything, and away you go.
That's
And
right.
that makes sense with autism because there's so much that goes on in the brain function
Hmm.
that you're really harmonizing it, and then
Yeah,
that's.
I teach the kids how to play with the energy.
Mhm.
I can show the autistic kids, I can get their attention normally within about 2 minutes
Mm.
and hold their attention throughout the whole session with me. And they'll just literally go to sleep. They'll get so relaxed around me.
Right.
And then I'll show them how to play with the energy. Then the next time I see them, they've been playing with it ever since then.
Mhm.
And they're just their parents are saying how much more talkative they are, how much more in tune they are. Everybody's noticing it.
Yeah.
Mm,
They love it. They really do
Hmm.
love it.
hmm.
I know.
And some conditions respond in a more obvious manner than others, right?
Hmm.
Like that's an example of it.
Yes. Hmm.
All right, I think we covered it all. Ed,
Hmm.
thank you for being who you are, the alien brain.
Yes.
And Aleta, thank you for setting us up for 2026. That was beautiful, great advice that we can all use.
My
And we
pleasure.
will get this interview edited and up if Ed remembered to keep the recording going. Let's see.
Yeah, it's still going. I gotta once we turn it off here, then I've got to let it do all its thing, and then I'll get it where you can play with it.
All right,
I
great. Yeah,
told you
we've
now
done that a few times.
you were supposed to hit record on your end too.
Mhm.
And
Did
on
you hit
that note,
huh?
I said, and on that note,
Oh, you didn't?
no,
Uh-oh.
I forgot.
Oh, well.
I'm making fun of him, and I never hit record on my side.
Okay.
Oh
Well, we've
my.
got Ed's, right? We've got Ed's.
Well, we don't
No,
know where
so
it's at, but it'll be there.
It's there.
right
Okay.
there, what just
And
happened
thank you,
sums up
Laura.
our
Thank you
relationship
very
with Ed.
much. Thank you for putting everything together and to holding the energy. It was wonderful.
Hmm.
Thank you. And thank you, Ed. And
You're
thank
welcome.
everybody.
Yeah,
Really.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
was fun. I loved it.
So
Thank
2 and 8 p.m. tomorrow, 2 for Tuesday, guys. We'll see you then.
you.
Thanks
All
all.
right. Good
Bye
night,
bye.
all.
Good night.